Yo, what is good, family? Hope you all are having an amazing day. In today's video, we're gonna break down a setup we had today on the New York Open with the private group of students. Finally, we had a loss. We are 4-1 for the week. We have been basically uploading all the summaries of the setups we had this week on the YouTube channel. So, today we had a loss. Let's break it down because it's literally the same scenario as we have with the wins, right? It's the same structure, same setup. In fact, today was even cleaner. So it's literally the same setup, same methodology every single time. 2 p.m. basically went right here, the open of the New York session. Let's pull it back to 2 p.m. This is basically 1:59 p.m. This is what I saw right at the beginning of the session. Basically, we had this low, lower high, lower low, and market did the BOS. If you see this high, let me zoom in. This high is, you see that at the right, 14.63. This is 15.88. So basically, this is the BOS. Now, the next candle breaks previous candle's low and then goes to the upside. So right here, we understand that price is going up, does the BOS, pulls back, and keeps going higher. I will say it again, the fact that this candle breaks previous candle's low is what gives us the methodology to say, all right, impulse, pullback, impulse. So at this point, we have two impulses already. So at the open of the New York session, we have to what? Mark up the last high and mark up the last low. For the last high, it is a higher high. Therefore, we will go for a bullish root of the third impulse, which is not valid yet because we don't have a second pullback. We have to wait for that buildup. Now, the last low is a higher low. Therefore, we will be looking for a bearish break-off structure. At this point of the session, I didn't have my sell stop set up because the market was still going up, but the idea of actually going lower was the main idea. Now, next candle, session opens. We have same thing. All right, now the higher high, instead of being here, is exactly here. All right, at this high. And now potentially we could have the rule of the third impulse over there. Next candle. Boom, there we go. So this candle is basically giving us the second pullback. Why? First of all, it's not a bearish candle, but it still gives us the second pullback. Why? Because this candle breaks previous candle's low. All right, that's the main thing. Same thing as here. This candle breaks previous candle's low. And also, this candle is not breaking previous candle's high. Now, in both scenarios, this candle breaks previous candle's low. This candle breaks previous candle's low. Both are the same. Now, what is the difference? This candle breaks previous candle's high. This candle is not breaking previous candle's high. This is basically the same thing for the pullback. But when it comes to activate the entry, it's completely different because with this candle, while this candle is open, we have the pullback, but then breaks to the upside. If this candle was the one that made the third higher high, I will not be taking it because the same candle that confirms the pullback is creating the higher high, which is not good to take an entry. But this candle is confirming the pullback and is not breaking the higher high. Therefore, we are able to now set up our bullish pending order, this buy stop, to go for the bullish rule of the third impulse. Next candle activates the entry. Everything looked perfectly, exact same thing as the previous days, and eventually market went to the downside very aggressively. So this is good. I mean, it's valid loss. You have to deal with them. The fact that we had 4 wins in a row doesn't mean that the strategy suddenly has a 100% of execution rate, well, 100% of accuracy. All right, the losses are part of the game and they are required for the strategy to then have the 60% of win rate, the 70% of win rate. All right, they are needed. With this being said, family, see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we have live analysis session with my private group of students at the London Open. Remember that you have the link in the description of this video to my Instagram. You can talk to my DMs and ask if we have if we have slots for the private group of students, and if so, you will have access to the intensive course with this strategy, to the live analysis sessions that I do daily with this type of ideas in the live market conditions, and also access to an app with all the ideas that we have inside of the sessions and outside of the sessions in the crypto market, in the forex market, and so on and so forth. With this being said, family, see you in the next videos. Let's get it.